These comic books are just right for the picking. So grab your favorite cup, fill it up with Vibe Juice, and meet me back here in the comic room. What's up, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of, Keep It Comics. As always, I am your gracious host, C3. And before we get started, I would like to take this opportunity to do what I always do, which is thank each and every one of you for stopping by and checking out the channel. I really appreciate all your subscriptions. I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. All right? So, I've got a top 10 list that you're definitely not going to want to miss. All right? So, like I said, I hope you got your Vibe Juice. I hope it's in your favorite cup because we're finna go over some comics that are booming on the secondary market. All right? So, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and feel free to ring that bell. So every time we do a video, you guys will get that notification. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive right into the comics. And if you stick around to the end, I'll show you some books that I picked up when I went down to New York. I did a little shopping at Midtown Comics over in Times Square, and I got a couple of books. I love to show you what I got. So stick around to the end. All right? So let's get started. Coming in at number 10. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a book that was published by Marvel. This book was released on May 7th of 2022. The title of this book is Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, Judgment Day, the Free Comic Book Day book. All right? The Free Comic Book Day book. This is issue number 1. Now, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I get it. It's a free comic book, but it's actually showing movement on the secondary market. Now, the key factor to this book is it is the first appearance of Blade's daughter. She goes by the name of Bloodline. I'm excited about it too. I didn't know Blade had a daughter. Who knew? All right, so let's talk numbers. Now, the last recorded sale for this book was on June 30th of 2022, where a raw copy of this book sold for $2. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You get a book that went for free. Now it's at $2. So I would advise you to keep your eye on this book the closer we get to seeing that new Blade movie. And as they continue to flush out his universe too, there's a strong possibility that you could see his daughter. All right. Now, this book is currently trending up and with a 50% increase in sales. All right. Now, the highest, well, not the highest, but the CGC average sale for a copy of this book is $89. And the average sale for a raw copy is at that $2 mark. There's been 40 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 5 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 45 copies of this particular book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale for CGC 9.8 was back in May 9th of 2022, where that book sold for $95. The first appearance of Blade's daughter, Bloodline. Okay, and fair market value has this book resting at $200 for the raw copy in a very good condition. All right, so if you are in the market for Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, Judgment Day, free comic book issue number 1, keep your eye out on this book because it's on the move. Coming in at number 9, ladies and gentlemen, this book was also published by Marvel. This book was released on September 19th of 2018. The title of this book is Return of Wolverine, issue number 1. Yes, my brothers and sisters in comics, this is the Adams cover art, right? So very, very beautiful cover. And I like the part, if you could look in the art where you could actually see where Wolverine's claws are going through Sabretooth's hands. I think that's dope. That's gotta hurt. Right? Now, the key factor to this book is it's the first appearance of Persephone. All right? Another Wolverine character. So, let's talk numbers. The last recorded sale for this book was on May 6th of 2022, where a raw copy of this book sold for $46. This book is currently trending up, ladies and gentlemen, with a 50.96% increase in sales on the secondary market. The average sale for a graded copy in the CGC 9.8 is $40. The average sale for a raw copy is $32. There's been 166 raw copies that have sold, but there's also been 10 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 176 copies of this particular book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now get this. The highest known sale for CGC 9.8 was back in November 10th of 2018, where that book sold for $120. Now, I don't know about you, but I love that low buy-in. That is a beautiful price point for buy-in. Catching a Wolverine first appearance for 120 bucks in a 9.8, I think that's pretty good for all my Wolverine fans. All right, so if you are in the market for Return of Wolverine issue number 1, keep your eye out on this book because it is on the move. All right, give me 1 second. Quench my thirst. You guys know what it is. Check the nonsense at the door because it's good vibes only. It's all about comics, baby. If it ain't about comics, it ain't about nothing. All right? Moving right along. Coming in at number 8, this book was published by DC. Now, the title of this book is Superboy, issue number 0. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this book was released on August 18, 1994. It is the first cameo of King Shark, right? It's where they show, at the end of the book, they just show his teeth. Remember, they kind of did that to to the Immortal Hulk. They just showed his teeth, right? So, and this book is starting to see some gains on the secondary market, right? So the last recorded sale was on August 18th of 2022, where a raw copy of this book sold for $10, right? And it has a trending sale of 54.48% increase in sales. Now, there's an average sale for CGC 9.8 in this book, which is $115. And the average sale for a raw copy is about $9. Okay, so there's been 446 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 16 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 479 copies of this particular book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale for CGC 9.8 was back in December 25th of 2021, where that book sold for $120. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, again, excellent price point for buy-in. Not an expensive book, very affordable. Raw copies in very fine conditions are going for like $9. I love these type of books. This is why I pay attention to books that are not spiking. I pay attention to books that are not being speculated on so I can get them at a reasonable price. Sometimes it's just good to do something different. Don't walk with everybody else. Sometimes you gotta walk alone. You get better deals that way. All right, so if you are in the market for Superboy issue number 0, cameo appearance of King Shark, where they just show his grill, keep your eye on this book because it's on the move. All right, coming in at number 7. Now, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eye out for this book. Coming in at number 7, this book is published by Pacific Comics. It was released on April 1st, 1982. The title of this book is Star Slayer, issue number 2. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, here we have beautiful old school copy of this Star Slayer issue number 2 that is beginning to spike on the secondary market. It's showing a lot of significant gains, right? Now, the key factor to this book is the first appearance of the Rocketeer. I love that movie. I love that movie. Beautiful movie, right? So let's talk numbers. Last recorded sale for this book was on August 29th of 2022, where a raw copy of this book went for $22. This book is currently trending upward. There's a 54.70% increase in sales for this particular book. Average sale for graded 9.8 is going for about $280. The average sale for a raw copy is roughly about $30. There's been 481 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 137 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 618 copies of this particular book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale for CGC 9.8 in this book was back in September 13th of 2021. Yes, 2021. So if you pay attention to the date, you also know that that shows you how much room that you have to negotiate and bargain for this book if you are in the market for it. All right. So back in September 13th of 2021, a 9.8 went for $566. That was back then. Now, there's a strong possibility, if you play your cards right, you could land this book in your collection for less than that. It never hurts to ask, right? Be polite, make an offer, and if they say no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Thank them for their time and move on to the next one. Somebody will accept your offer. Trust me when I tell you. Probability, right? It's probability. Now, fair market value has this book resting at $29 for the raw copy that is in very fine condition. So, if you are in the market for Star Slayer, issue number 2, first appearance of the Rocketeer, keep your eye out on this book, because it's on the move. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, coming in number 6, we have a book that is published by Marvel. This is some Bronze Age goodness, my friends. So, it was released on November 1st, 1974. Now, the title of this book is The Mighty Thor, issue number 229, the regular edition. Yes, all my Thor fans, I had to put it up there. Yes, look, and you guys know the key factor, right? The key factor to this book is it is the first appearance of the Shade Thralls, right? And I think those are the humans that worked and served the Dweller in Darkness, and it has an advertisement in it about Hawk 181, right? So, very nice book to add to your collection. Very reasonable price points. So let's talk money. All right. Now, last recorded sale for this book was on August 16th of 2022, where a raw copy of this book sold for $115. This book is currently trending upward, ladies and gentlemen, at 52.21% increase in sales. The average sale for CGC 9.6 is $475, while the average sale for a raw copy is roughly about $35. There's been 231 raw copies that have sold and 5 graded copies that have sold, giving us a grand total of 236 copies of this particular book that has changed hands. Now, the highest known sale for CGC 9.6 was back on July 15th of 2022, where that book sold for $475. Again, fair market value has this book resting at $35 for the most common grade, which is the raw, that is in very good condition. All right, so a book in very good condition will cost you about 35 bucks. So, if you are in the market for some of this Ron Wilson artwork, keep your eye out on this book, because it too is on the move. All right, moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 5. Yes, you're like, slow down, C3. Listen, I'm just having fun. We're going to move through these books because I got some stuff I want to show you at the end of the video. Man, I had a ball shopping at Midtown. It's like one of my favorite stores. It's like going to a mall for comic books. I love it in there, man. Beautiful. All right. Now, coming in at number 5. This book is published by Marvel, right? It was released on July 1st, 1966. Now, the title of this book is Daredevil, issue number 18. Daredevil, Man Without Fear, issue number 18. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Possible appearances that could be made on She-Hulk. I think they were already confirmed. Looking forward to seeing Daredevil on my television. Looking forward to seeing him, how he interacts with She-Hulk and some of the villains that are going to be popping up. And speaking of villains, the key factor to this book is it is the first appearance and origin of Gladiator. Yes, and there's also some John Romita artwork. So you get a lot, you get some good reasons to buy this book. All right, first appearances and some John Romita artwork. Now, let's talk numbers on this book. The last recorded sale was August 30th of 2022, where a raw copy of this book went for $154. This book is currently trending upward with 57.93% increase in sales on the secondary market. The average sale for a graded copy of a 9.0 is about $325, while the average raw copy is going for like $53. There's been 328 raw copies that have sold and 70 graded copies, giving us a total of 398 copies of this particular book that has moved on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale for CGC 9.8 in this book was back on June 18th of 2022, where that book sold for $10,800. That's a lot of lunch money. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, but it's possible, right? So I'm not going to say what you can't afford. I know I can't afford that, but I like what that fair market value looks like. That fair market value has a raw copy of this book resting at $53 for a raw copy that is in very good condition. See, that's right up my alley. That $53, I might splurge and get two. You never know, right? So, if you are in the market for Daredevil, Man Without Fear, issue number 18, keep your eye out on this book because it's on the move. Give 1 second. I hope everybody's having a great day. I enjoyed work today. I couldn't wait to get home to shoot this video. Man, looking forward to doing it. So I'm glad I'm able to get it out of the way. That way we'll have something to watch over the weekend. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping by, checking out the channel. I appreciate all your love and all your support. Thank you for all your encouraging comments. Thank you for just being who you are, man. You guys are the best community in the world, the comic book community. I appreciate you guys. Yes, good vibes only. Now, coming in at number 4, this book was released on November 1st, 1968. This book was published by Marvel. The title of this book is Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., issue number 6. Now, the key factor to this book is it's a classic Jim Steranko cover. You knew that, though. You knew that already, right? So, let's talk about it. The last recorded sale for this book was on August 17th of 2022, where a raw copy of this book went for $57. This book is currently trending upward, ladies and gentlemen, at 58.55%, right? So the average sale for a graded 9.4 of this book is going for about $312 right now. The average raw copy is going for roughly about $10 to $11 right now. There's been 291 raw copies that have sold and 31 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 322 copies of this book that is changing hands on the secondary market. The highest known sale for CGC 9.8 of this book was back on October 18th of 2020, where that book sold for $552, right? So strong possibility that you can get that book for a little less today, all right? Depending on how you play your cards. Fair market value does have this book resting at $11 for the raw copy that is in a very good condition. So if you are in the market for Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., issue number 6, classic Jim Steranko cover work, keep your eye out on this book because it's on the move. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the top 3 hottest comic books of the week. Coming in at number 3, shout out to my boy One Shot Comics. I appreciate you, big bruh. Yo, and that comic room you got is fire, man. I can only hope. I can only wish. I got a long way to go. I'm still working with this right here until I get everything in order, and then I'll spin it around and show you guys what I'm working with. But anyway, I digress. This book is published by DC. This book was released on October 11th of 2000. The title of this book is Harley Quinn, issue number 1. Yes, my boy One Shot picked up this beautiful variant of Harley Quinn, which was a Batman homage cover that was just fire. So it made me start looking up Harley Quinn stuff. And I found this beautiful book with her holding that llama, being as mischievous as she is. So I had to check it out. So, you know, books like this, they got their low print runs, so they're always going to be worth something, right? And Harley Quinn has a cult following that is like none other. So I had to have her up here. And not the fact that we got Lady Gaga confirmed to play it. She's going to be working alongside Joaquin Phoenix. So I'm interested to see how hard he pushes her acting talents and see where she takes it. It's supposed to be like a musical type of thing, but I'm open for anything. As long as it's entertaining and it can grab my attention, it's got a good storyline, I might be all for it. So anyway, I'm excited about it. It doesn't even matter. I'm always open to going to the movies. All right, so let's talk numbers. Last recorded sale for this book was on August 31st of 2022, where a raw copy of this book sold for $26. This book is currently trending upward with 62.9% increase in sales on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale for CGC 9.8 is $221. The average sale for a raw copy is $75. There's been 538 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 234 graded copies that has also been sold, giving us a total of 772 copies of this book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, the money book is the CGC 9.8 that sold back in March 6th of 2022, where that book went for $300. And I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I would just love to be able to get my hands on a 9.9. I don't have anything like that in my collection. That's why I also put this up there, because if I can get my hands on a 9.9, I would love to just have a significant 9.9, like a Harley Quinn 9.9, somebody who's popular and I'm a fan of in my collection, 9.9. I think that would be nice. And for $300, that's not out of my price range. So that's actually a pretty decent buy-in from where I sit, right? Fair market value has it resting at $75 for a near mint raw copy. So I figure if I'm gonna spend the $75 for the near mint raw, even after I'm done sending it in and all that, I'm gonna be done spit that $300 anyway. So I might as well just purchase the 9.8 at and the 9.9 at $300, because if you send it in, there's a strong possibility you're not getting a 9.9. So that's my rationale. I know it sounds like gibber. Sounds like a bunch of gibberish, but that's my rationale. I'll just buy it. I won't send it in, risk it. I'll just buy it. Yes. All right. So if you are in the market for Harley Quinn, issue number 1, keep your eye out on this book, because it's on the move, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Coming in at number 2, we got some more Marvel goodness, my friends. This book was released on March 2nd, 1976. Sound like a good year. This book is titled X-Men, issue number 99. Yes. All right. The key factor to this book is it is a Black Tom Cassidy cameo. All my X-Men fans, you guys know what this is. This is that low-hanging fruit, right? And you can only get your hands on this for a short time, because I'm anticipating that these books are going to go up in value, all right? So keep your eye out on this book and listen to these numbers. The last recorded sale for this book was on August 31st of 2022, where a raw copy went for $64. This book is currently trending upward, ladies and gentlemen, and it has a 69.48 increase in sales on the secondary market. The average sale for a CGC 9.8 at the moment is about $310, while the average sale for a raw copy is resting at about $61. There's been 529 raw copies that have sold and 172 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 701 copies of this particular book that has changed hands on the secondary market. The highest known sale for CGC 9.8 was back on September 29th of 2021, where that book sold for $4,500. Yes, my friends, this book continues to see significant gains on the secondary market. The comic book community believes in this Black Tom Cassidy, all right? So pay attention and keep your eye on him because he's definitely moving. Now, fair market value has this book resting at $61 for a raw copy that's in fine condition. So if you're in the market for X-Men issue number 99, Black Tom Cassidy cameo, keep your eye out on this book, all right? Because it's moving. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, comic book community. All right, my brothers and sisters in comics. We have made it to the #1 hottest comic book of the week. That book is published by Marvel. It was released on November 1st, 1966. The title of that book is The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 42. Yes. Mary Jane Watson's cameo appearance on the last page. And it has that iconic face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot panel. Yes, you know, Mary Jane's famous for telling Peter that when she finally linked up with him. It's just a beautiful moment. All right, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I hope you are, because we're going to talk about it. Last recorded sale for this book was on August 31st of 2022, where a raw copy of this book went for $170, my friends. This book is currently trending upward right now at 93.48% increase in sales on the secondary market. Now, the average sale for CGC 7.5 is $505, while the average sale for raw copy is roughly about $128 to $130. There's been 539 raw copies that have sold and 179 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 718 copies of this particular book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, the highest known sale for CGC 9.8 was back on January 14th of 2021, where that book sold for $9,300, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Fair market value has this book resting at $128 for the most common grade, which is a raw copy that is in very good condition. So, if you are in the market for The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 42, I know, I'm just being silly. Keep your eye out on this book because it's on the move. All right? So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's your list. I have given you your list. Be careful how you execute. While you're out there on the hunt, be mindful. Don't make any hasty decisions. Take your time. Think your purchases through. You don't got to hurt nothing. There's no need for you to be sitting out homeless because you decided to buy a comic book. All that's not even necessary. All right? So, be careful, be smart, and never jump out of the airplane without your parachute. All right? So, for those of you who stuck around to the end, I want to show you some things that I picked up from Midtown Comics this past weekend. All right? Now, it's not like crazy, you know, I didn't go like super crazy because it was a light week this week. So it allowed me to double back and just grab some back issues that I can continue to add to my collection. All right? So, starting off, the first thing I want to show you is this Good Vibe Only cup filled with that vibe juice. Take a big swig of that. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Thank you for inviting me into your home, just sharing these precious moments, man. I really appreciate you guys. I'm just having fun. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy sharing my love of comics with you guys. All right? So, the first book I want to show you, The Magic Order 3, issue number 2. Been really enjoying reading this book. I picked up Thunderbolts, issue number 1, that David Nakayama cover. I read it, real good story. You got Luke Cage calling on Hawkeye because he wants them to go against the evil Thunderbolts, so he's put together a new Thunderbolts team and got a couple first appearances in there. Really good story. It's starting off, it's flowing pretty good. Got some new characters in there, man. Like, hey, I'm gonna keep my eye on it just to see where it's gonna go. I picked up Moon Knight, Black, White, and Gold, issue number 4. Yo, this is a fire Lozano cover, yo. You see that? That cover is fire. Yes, it is. I picked up Duel, issue number 2. I grabbed Nubia, Queen of the Amazons, issue number 3. Strictly a cover buy for me. Beautiful in that artwork. I grabbed Blink from Ani Press, and this is issue number 2. Black cover. I was reading that too. It's about some people, they're stuck in this maze or some type of house or maze or something, and they can't seem to get out of it. Every time they think they get out of it, they can't. So I'm gonna keep reading it to see where it's going. Now, I was happy that I was able to grab these because I couldn't find them nowhere in my neighborhood. And the ones that I did find, they were damaged, so I left them where they were. But there was a whole bunch of Star Wars Choose Your Destiny variants that were out that I was able to grab, and I was excited when I saw them. So I grabbed Star Wars Obi-Wan issue number 3, Choose Your Destiny Kit Fisto variant. Yep. I grabbed Han Solo and Chewbacca, issue number 5, Choose Your Destiny, Keith Trennis variant. I grabbed Star Wars Dr. Aphra, issue number 23, Choose Your Destiny, Darth Maul. Fire. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Always happy to get my hands on some Darth Maul. Thorough with the double saber. I grabbed Star Wars Darth Vader, issue number 26, Choose Your Destiny, Darth Sidious. Happy to have that, be able to add that to the collection. I grabbed Star Wars Bounty Hunter, issue number 26, Choose Your Destiny, Reva variant. Yeah. Happy to add this to the collection as well. So I was excited when I was looking and they had all of them that were there, man. So I had to grab them. So I definitely wanted them in my collection. So I was glad because I was anticipating whether or not I might have to grab them off of eBay. So I'm happy that I didn't have to spend that extra money for shipping and handling. All right. So, excuse me. And for those of you who keep up with the channel, you guys know I'm a big Kanto fan. So I grabbed Kanto Tales of the Unnamed World, and this is issue number 2, IDW. I grabbed another one because it's the first appearance of that character right there. All right. I'm going to grab these everywhere I go. If I see them out, I'm grabbing them because they're doing extremely well on the secondary market. And I'm talking about Star Wars issue number 26. All right, so I'm just going to keep grabbing these. If I see them, I'm grabbing them. They have a whole bunch of first appearances in there, and you never know what's going to happen with them, right? So I grabbed a few of them. And if you notice, I got another one back there behind me, so I'm just going to keep grabbing as I see. I also grabbed another copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Armageddon Games, issue number 1. And then I grabbed issue number 2, which I was happy to get and put them together and see that, you know, they're connecting variances, they're connecting covers. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm interested in reading that story. Very interested in reading that story. All right. Now, last but definitely not least, I was happy I was able to get my hands on a couple copies of this book, because in my area they were all damaged, so I didn't even grab one. All right. So I'm talking about Black Adam, issue number 3 of 12. That first cover, that cover A. All right. So I can get back to reading this story. I was enjoying it, but I wasn't able to read issue number 3 because I didn't pick one up. I didn't want a damaged copy, and I didn't want the variant cover. I didn't want the variant, so I just figured I'd wait. I was gonna order it off of eBay again. I was gonna order it off of eBay, but Midtown had them, so I grabbed them. Nice, clean copies, right? So I grabbed a couple copies. Love that black cover. Dope. Love it. All right. Now, before we go, the last thing I want to show you, ladies and gentlemen, it's actually not a comic, but it's fire though. So I also collect action figures. So I took it upon myself to grab DC's Multiverse Black Adam with the cloak on. What do you guys think about that? The Rock. Very nice. Very nice, right? And that's what the back looks like. Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm excited. Add this to my collection. I can't wait to finish my room so I can put my things up the way I need it to be. I still got a lot of stuff to move around and stuff. You know, between work and school and a couple other things that I got going on, it's very difficult for me to just get everything done all at one time. So I have to work at it piece by piece by piece. But I'm okay, because slow motion is better than no motion at all, you know? All right, so there you have it, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you for hanging out with us. I got to get out of here. I got to grab something to eat, shower, and get ready to do it all over again tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you saw something you like. If you think there's something that I missed, please leave a comment in the comments section. I'm always willing to double back, hit them bins, and find something that's interesting to read or something that I may want to add to enhance my collection. Again, I appreciate everything you guys do to support the channel. Thank you for all the encouraging comments. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so that the next video I drop, you guys will be the first ones to know that, get that notification. I appreciate you. And you know what I say before I go? Don't hate, congratulate. Show some love, because that don't cost you nothing. Appreciate. But no matter what you do, ladies and gentlemen, always keep it comics. Peace. It's good vibes only, baby. See you next time.